trying to think when the last time we checked in. Maybe day 3, something like that. So, as you can see, I'm on my feet right now. Trying to just slowly build up how much time I can tolerate on my feet. It's not a matter of pain or anything. It's just at this point, if I go really longer than I'd say about 10 minutes, I start getting, like, my leg starts getting quite swollen. The right leg, that is, and you can see it just kind of in my knee right now. It's starting to get a little bit purpley. And so, yeah, the physio, when I was at the hospital, said, like, in the first week, limit yourself to 5 minutes, and then second week go up to 10. To me, maybe that's for people who are, not used to exercise or being on their feet at all. But seen as, for me, like, I haven't sat in a chair since June 28th of 2023. For me, standing actually feels like the new sitting, in that, like, I'm kind of immune to it. And B, I like more of a progressive thing than going 7 and then, a 7-day maintenance and then, build up again and double up for the 8 to 14-day period. So for me, I'm just kind of building up what I can tolerate, like, every couple of days, and just being guided by symptoms. So for me, like, whenever I start seeing, the leg starting to get a little bit swollen, or like getting some swelling in it, then it's time to shut her down and go back into laying down, not seated. But anyways, I'm getting much better at my icing, that's for sure. And with that, my swelling has gone down quite a bit. And then, actually, quite interesting, the other thing was, where the sutures are. I noticed yesterday, I think it was, when I was taking a shower yesterday, I had quite a bruise, and it was, like, really black. Interesting, though, it was more in, like, kind of glute med type area. So if you know, like, on your own body, like, how maybe other people don't, but, like, for me, or like any runners out there, how you have that part on your glutes that kind of, like, divots in. I don't know if you guys have that, but, like, you have the glute max and then, like, a little divot in, and then your TFL on the edge there. For me, it's the same sort of thing, and that kind of sulcus, we'll call it, that is where, like, it was like just a big black, probably 4 inches by, say, 2 inches long, bruise. And so it's interesting. It's kind of, I guess, maybe like the blood from the suture site, like, maybe sank down into that region, like as I'm laying down, kind of thing. So it sinks from kind of TFL area, which is where the sutures are. They're pretty much right on TFL, and it sinks down, I guess, into that area. But I mean, I gotta say, I think my body's quite good at healing, because just the next day, that black bruise has a yellow rim around the edge of it, which means, like, the bruise is already starting to move into its next phase. So I figure the bruise will be gone in a few more days, actually. And yeah, that'll be out. So getting much better with my thing, and then with my icing. And yeah, the first time I noticed that bruise, it was also just, like, bubbled up, and now it's kind of right back down. Interesting, throughout this whole thing of little to no activity, I've maintained my weight bang on, which I was like, it's interesting. Including because the other addition, and I'm done in 5 minutes here, the other addition, because then I do need to sit down. The other addition is that in the healing phase here, I've been vegetarian since February of 2013, and, like, hardcore vegetarian. So, like, no, in that entire 12-year period, maybe, like, 2 days within there where I ate meat. and like one of them was just in Philadelphia because I wanted to experience and have a Philly cheesesteak, this famous sandwich, and it was quite good, from this really good place we went to, and then I can't think of the other time really, but as I said, 1 or 2 times total within that 12-year period. But then in this 2-week phase, I have added meat into the diet. And so I've been having chicken and ground beef, not ground beef, what's it called? Just like a beef stew. And my theory on that was just that, so I have eggs at lunch, which is I think eggs are probably one of the best proteins on the planet. When you consider like the profile, like it's a complete protein, obviously, but then also like when you think like it's like 70 calories and you're getting like per egg, so it's a fantastic source of protein, really really good for you. And I personally I love the taste of scrambled eggs over easy, whatever, any type of egg I'll eat it. So I have that at lunch, and then at dinner I've been having, as I said, either chicken breast or this beef stew, which is mom made, which is quite hearty with all sorts of vegetables and whatnot in it, like turnips, carrots, potatoes. Like it's quite a good for you stew, kind of stick to your bones type stew. And my reasoning behind it is just that you're getting, again, a really, really high quality protein, much better than, say, like any of the Eve's vegetarian products, and like where it's soy protein. So here you're getting a really, really high quality protein. You're getting like really great amino acid profile, collagen, all that stuff. So like I figure it's probably one of the better things for healing at this point is meat over like real meat, instead of Beyond Meat vegetarian type products. Here you're getting a perfect protein. And yeah, there'll be some fat and like saturated fat with the ground with the red meat and whatnot, but this isn't going to be me going back to meat forever. I had given up meat in 2013, not for ethical reasons or anything like that. I had given up meat because at that time I was mapping out my diet every day, day to day, and I noticed that whenever I had never been a big meat eater anyways, even like going back to when I was a kid, but in 2013 when I was mapping out my food, like what I was eating in a day, I had noticed that every single day after I ate meat, my stomach was really, really bad on the run the next day, the following day. And so that's when I had cut meat out of the diet. But yeah, here, seeing as I'm not running or doing any real, like no physical activity other than my physio exercises, I figure it's the perfect time to introduce some meat into the diet, as I said, to get really, really good. Because there's no doubt about it that like the Eve's products, while they taste good, as I said, it's soy protein. As good as they taste and stuff like that, soy protein is not red meat. It's not chicken breast, right? It's not as good for you. I think soy, I'm trying to think on the protein digestibility scale, I think I want to say mid 80s. I have to look at that again. I haven't looked at that in a long time, but I think it's mid 80s. Something in that range, maybe 78. For some reason, that number sticks out. 78. I could like I'm literally just making that up. I think it's in that range. Whereas, as I said before, like egg is 1.0, and meat would be about the same there. So really good high quality protein. And what I was saying was, that's what I was saying. Seeing as my diet's changed and everything, it's just interesting that I've kept the exact same weight. And I'm done in 3 minutes. So that's, as I said, I'm doing better with my icing. I've got that swelling all the way down. Yesterday also I moved up to the first time of doing 3 sets of the exercises that I showed you the other day, and some TA exercises, some transverse abdominis exercises to get that cooking. And then here today, much of the same. I am today probably going to buy a stationary bike for myself. I think I have to go, and I will continue this in a second. I'll come back on here. 1 second. My dad's just arrived. I thought I had a little bit more time. He's